Welcome to my video. Mr.net is here, and today I'm going to explain the type delegate in C#. Delegates are references to methods, and that allows us to use the delegate or the method as an argument for another method. To define a delegate, we need first the access modifier, public, then the keyword delegate, then the return type of the method, I take here void, then the name of the delegate, I name it here delegate _1, and I can also use arguments for the delegate. I take here string s. So this is my defined delegate. So I comment this, define delegate, and the delegate can be used with static methods or instance methods, but it is important that the methods which are be delegated has the same return value and the same arguments. So for example, I create here a public static void because the delegate has also a void as a return value, then method _1, and as an argument I take a string s, and this method console write line prints the string to the console. Well, as a next step I define a method which gets the delegate as an argument. So for that I create a public static void calling method _1, and this method takes a string argument and an argument from type delegate _1, and the name is delegate _1. And this method calls the given argument delegate. This is a method, and this method takes the string here as an argument, this argument here. So I show it in the console. The first what is, I create an instance of my delegate. It is the type delegate 1, and this delegate 1 is the method which we want to delegate, and this is here my method 1 without the brackets. Then I can call the calling method with a string argument. I take hello world. That's my string argument here, and I take also the delegate 1 as argument. So what happened? I call this method here. I have my string argument hello world and the delegate 1. This delegate encapsulate this method here. This method here takes also an argument, and this argument are printing out to the console. So I start the program, and we see hello world. That's my string here. The next point is the variants in the delegates. We have Contravariance, and the Contravariance means the return type of a delegate. So for that I copy the delegate 1, I create a new delegate with a return type string. For that I create a new method. I call this method 2. This method returns a string, so it matches the delegate 2. I return the same string what I get as an argument, and change it a little bit, new. Okay, then I create a new calling method which takes as a second argument the delegate 2, and this method returns me a string, so I can use here console.writeLine and call the delegate 2 with the string. So for that, to demonstrate that, I copy this, I create a new instance from delegate 2 for the method 2, and I call the calling method 2 with my delegate 2 instance. Oh, wrong, method 2. Now if I start the program, I get hello world plus new, and the covariance says that the return value of a delegate or of a method can be a subtype of the return value from the defined delegate. So I can use here the type object, because string inherits from object, and this also works. So this method returns a string, but the delegate returns an object. This is possible, so I start the program and I get the same result. This is the covariance. Covariance. And the next point is the contravariance. And the contravariance is for the arguments of a delegate. So my delegate 1 here defines a string as an argument. The method 1 defines also a string as an argument. But I can also use in my method here the base type of my argument. So for the string I take the type object, and this also works. So I comment this out, use the first code snippet, and I start the program and I get hello world. So the method 1 prints the object to the console, and the delegate 1 takes a string as an argument. And that's the contravariance. The last point what I want to explain is the combination of delegates. The name of it is Multicast Delegates. It is possible to combine delegates which have the same type into one delegate. For that I use the delegate which matches the method 2, and this is delegate 2. So I comment this out. Then I use a dirt delegate, delegate number 3, and I also need a new method I call this method 3, method underline 3, and this is method underline 2. I change these values here because I want to separate method 3 and method 2. So the delegate 3 is here, encapsulates the method 3. Then I can use from the delegate object the combine method, and the combine method takes as an argument all possible delegates what I can combine. And the return value is a new delegate. So I have to cast the return value to a delegate from type delegate underline 2. So I create here a new instance from the delegate 2, combined delegate, and then I call the method 2 with the combined delegate. So I start the program and I get hello world method 3. This is because this method here calls the last element in the list. So I have to iterate through all delegates inside this delegate and invoke the method. So the delegate 2 has a method get invocation list, and this method returns me an array from type delegate. Delegates. So I have here an array with all delegates. Then I need a for loop. And inside the for loop I can access each delegate, and the problem is inside this array are only delegates, so I have to cast every value back to a delegate 2, current delegate, and to create a new instance from the delegate, and then I use inside my loop the console writeLine method and call from the current delegate the method. Now if I start the program, we see hello world new method 2. This is this method, and hello world new method number 3. So that's it. That's my short explanation about the delegates. I hope I explained it well. If you like this video, please give me a feedback or subscribe my channel to support me, and hopefully I see you in the next video, and bye.